that was
TITANE.
that may or may
TITANE?
not have been racist.
Titan.
Probably not racist, but it was definitely
TITANE?
It might. I mean, it could fall under the cultural appropriation.
We are making fun of French people right now, probably. So there you go.
I'm just saying Titan because that's
Bonjour.
what it looks like.
Titan.
Titan with an E.
I mean, it's just a fucking crazy ass title for a crazy ass movie.
The movie, the crazy ass movie that you're making me watch today is Titan from 2021, directed by Schwartz.
Julia DUCOURNAU, I think is how you say her name. I've heard it pretty close to that a couple times.
DUCOURNAU. We'll just call her Jules.
Yeah, Julia, fucking crazy bitch.
Crazy bitch. Makes
Dude,
a
her
crazy
movies are
movie.
fucking her movies are fucking wild, bro. I like her shit. And hearing her talk, she's very Tarantino-ish in the way she's into her shit and the way that she describes everything, which I really like about her.
There was actually things that reminded me of Tarantino in this. at
Super
times.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Would
Mostly
that be
the
your word?
violence.
Tarantino-ish.
Tarantino-ish, yeah. Or Tarantinoism. Right, Tarantino-ish is probably the better word.
Tarantinoism.
My words are going to
That's
be
Tarantinoism. Oh yeah, what's your word? I mean, I guess I have 3 words. What the fuck? Those are my 3 words. What the fuck?
Yeah. The answer to that question is sex and violence. That's my phrase. Sex and violence. Shout out to the exploited.
Shout out to the sex and the violence.
Yes.
What are your words?
I'll go wild
Yeah.
because
Unconventional.
or like huh? Like what?
What the fuck?
What happened? What? Where was it going? And why did it end here? And what happened in the middle?
I feel like this movie is 3 ideas molded into one screenplay. That's what I feel like.
Sex,
That's
violence,
mine.
and cars.
Well, it's about this girl who
Murder?
her name is Alexia, who gets into a car accident as a kid, and she gets a piece of titanium put in her skull, and then as soon as that happens, she comes out. She's got this gnarly ass fucking scar. It looks badass. She's got a shaved head. Looks like a little fucking whatever. And she just hugs and kisses the car. And you're like, what the fuck? This girl loves this car. Cut to.
I didn't think that. I watched it again, but like at no point was I like I don't know. I was just like, that was weird. Like, obviously, spoiler,
Yeah.
she ends up fucking cars.
Well, hold on. Let me get to that.
There's unpack it. I just said something ridiculous.
Yeah. So she's in like she's this little girl. She hugs this car like it's her friend. Like she's like so happy to see his phone car. She gives a little kiss on the cheek, which is like the window, and then boom, cut to like
Schwartz,
20 years later.
Anthropomorphizing cars.
What's the word you're trying to say?
Anthropomorph. I don't know. The more I say it,
Well,
the more
what's the meaning
of
of the word you're trying to say?
You're giving it human features and emotions.
Yeah, that's what I feel like this movie was doing. You know what I mean? A little bit of this movie was doing a little bit of that. Anyway,
Not
so
really
cut
with
to
cars, but I mean,
But listen.
A little bit.
Cut to 20 years later, say, right? She's probably like
Mhm.
22, 23, or no, she's got to be way older than that. Maybe it's not 20 years
I don't
later.
know. She's probably
I don't
in
know.
her
She's like
20s,
22,
No,
23.
early
I
30s.
think 20s is fair guess.
Yeah. She's
Roughly.
fucking looks like a fucking rugged badass. She's stripping at car shows, just dancing her ass off, which is the first time you get to see the cinematography, which is pretty amazing. Like the camera movement in this movie is pretty cool. I mean, it's super flashy, has a lot of like Nicholas Winding Refn feel to me. Also a very Tarantino we feel. Like she's definitely a fan of film. Like she's a fan of movies. Like you can tell that. Like she's making movies because she's like loves movies type of thing. That's another thing I feel
very
like
she's
visual.
She's
very
a fan
visual.
of her ideas, and she wants
sure.
to make them look as insane as possible.
And so then you see this girl is interesting. She's twerking, she's dancing, she's at this show, and all these people are staring at her. And then it shows backstage, and she's other girls back there that are dancers, and it shows that they have these crazy sexual friendships where they're all just showering together and fucking being weirdos. And she's signing autographs. She fucking goes to her car. This dude chases her to her car, asks for a fucking autograph, goes to kiss her, and she fucking kills him. And then you're just like,
what about the hair stuck to the nipple?
Well, okay, we can go back to that. She's in the shower, aforementioned, and she's talking to the girl.
That's the only kind of weird thing that happened. Other than that, it's just locker room-esque.
Well, I say weird because it just seems hyper realism. Like none of this seems. I feel like logic and realism don't exist in this movie because you said she fucks a car and gets pregnant by it, so that's it at the window. Logic is just out the window right there. There's no logic to this movie. It's like a fucking fever dream or something.
Yeah. Well, oh no, the next scene is her. So she kills this dude.
So she kills this dude violently with a fucking hairpin.
I mean, he was being a little annoying, a little aggressive, murder worthy. I don't know.
She fucking kills this guy. But you come to realize she's a goddamn serial killer. She's been killing people for months, men, women, fucking the whole time. And then you're like, all right, okay. And I first saw this movie, I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. This girl's just gonna go around fucking murking people in crazy ways. So she kills this guy, fucking goes home. You realize she still lives with her parents and like lives this like double life probably that they don't even know about. Ends up fucking a car in like that doesn't exist anywhere in her house. Like, where is this car? Whose car is this? Like, where does this garage exist? How come no one else is hearing the car bouncing?
That's a good question.
I don't really realize
what's going on
with that.
She was taking a shower, presumably washing off the blood from the guy she just stabbed a metal chopstick into his dome. Through the ear.
Through the fucking ear. And the foam that comes out of his mouth, the white foam, it's so goddamn gross.
She's washing that off after she dumped the body. I don't know, wherever she dumps bodies. And she hears a crash. And eventually she ends up in a garage with the car that she was dancing on. Yeah. Basically like the opening of Tokyo Drift. She's one of those girls and she has fans.
Yeah, just dancing on cars, and it was like a cool looking badass like old school car with like flame paints. It was very shiny, very flashy. But
so that was the car. But where was it? Well, whose garage was that in? Did no one else hear the crashing? Does nobody see what's going on?
Was that the car was that the place she was dancing at earlier? Was that her car?
It's definitely her car.
She must have not gone home. She didn't go home there. She was at.
That makes sense then. Yeah. I thought she was in the shower at that spot, so that would make sense.
Yeah, she was definitely washing off the blood.
Yeah. So she fucks this car. Literally, graphic scene. She's tied up by the fucking.
We only see flashes of it. We see most of it from the outside,
which is pretty crazy. Just the wide shot.
It was just sexual imagery. You don't realize she's actually having sex with a car. Like, it's not.
Oh, like, you do when you see the inside of the shots of her. Fucking.
I guess I just don't realize that that's what she's actually doing.
Oh, I did
because I rewound it because I was like, oh, I definitely missed something here. Okay, and then I didn't miss that. She just gets in that. She hugs it like she did when she was a kid. Kind of gives it a little love, and she's just fresh out of the shower, naked at this point. Then she gets in the car. The car door slams with quite the thud, as old car doors did that day.
And then it starts like hydraulically fucking rocking.
And at that point, I'm like, "Is she fucking?
Is she fucking the car? Yeah."
And then it shows the inside.
And it slowly pushes in, and camera rises and shows into the fucking sunroof, and she
was getting fucked by the car.
She's strapped like that, her hand strapped to the seats, and her vagina is fucking the shifter, man. That's what she's doing. She's getting fucked by the car.
Did we see that?
No, but that's what I pictured.
That was what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't exactly.
You love manual transmission.
Exactly show that they're having. It's just heavily implied. So like, it didn't fully like register. It was just still like a continuation of like the what the fuck is going on thoughts that were happening so far within this movie.
Yeah. So you're thinking like, all right, she's a serial killer. Now she's fucking her car, and then you realize and then she's pregnant. The next time we see her, she's fucking pregnant, and she tries to abort it with the same fucking thing she killed the guy with. Mm-hmm. She shoves it up her fucking shit at least 3 or 4 times, pretty damn hard.
Yeah,
and it comes out with fucking motor oil.
She's like, she's experiencing morning sickness and all that,
dude.
And, assuming she's pregnant, she does like a self-abortion thing, which was weird. And I also didn't put together that was exactly motor oil. It was just like some black goo, and then
that shit's motor oil.
For some reason, it took me a long time to get to the conclusion that she's pregnant with a car. Like,
so let's go back real quick.
Yeah,
the very opening before the car crash are close-up shots of the credit shots are close-up shots of an engine, close-up shots of all the pieces of an engine just very stylistically moving through, which
Again,
I
very
think is
Tokyo
the car,
Drift style.
which I think
Right.
is the car that her and her father are driving when they get into the accident. And let's also go back and say that the relationship between her and her father is very weird. Like, you can definitely tell that there's some resentment and distance between them, and there could be something else that not implied, but maybe it's implied. I don't know.
It's
You know what I mean? Like,
say, though.
like he looks like he has disdain for her from the very beginning. She looks like she fucking hates him.
She seems like she's just a shitty kid. Like,
she's just a weirdo.
She's being an asshole kid, like kicking the seat the whole time, and he turns around and tell her to fucking stop, and then that's when he crashes. It's kind of her fault.
Well, she's not kicking. She's humming.
Kid.
She's humming.
But then
he
she
asks her
starts
to
kicking
stop,
the
and then
seat.
he turns on the radio, and then she starts kicking his seat.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, there's more to it than that. You're right. Maybe she's being a dick. She's just being a dick.
And then because she unbuckled and that happened,
too, yes.
basically probably ruined their life.
Yes. Yeah. She's unbuckled, gets out. Fucking he tries to. Why did he do that? He should have just kept driving, and nothing would have happened. Like,
this opens with almost child death. Almost child death.
Yeah. And then the second scene, I forgot to mention this, that you see the fucking brain surgery. You actually see the open brain and the titanium going onto the fucking skull or whatever the fuck's in there, which was crazy wild.
So is that why this movie's called TITANE? Is it just short for titanium?
That's kind of what I picked up.
That's what I think. And I've listened to a bunch of her interviews. She's never exactly said that. Everything, when people ask her what this movie's about, she just says it's just like love and acceptance and finding out who you are. That's what she says. She's like, people need to be loved. People need people to love them. And who the fuck are you?
That's not what this movie's about.
I mean,
this movie's about a girl who, at a young age, got head trauma, and then, at a certain point, started murdering people. And somewhere, either before or after that, she was seduced by cars. And I don't mean to gloss over that. She is seduced and sexually
aroused
and has sexual intercourse with cars, eventually getting her pregnant, and then she has birth to a car baby.
Well, that's the very end. Spoiler alert. That's the final part of the movie. She gives birth to a fucking car baby with a spine that looks like a fucking motor piece.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And then like, that's not even to mention all, like her impersonating a boy, Hillary Swank style.
So let's
tricking
she has to go on the run. Yeah, so she eventually, like, she was murdering a bunch of people, and then someone got away.
Yeah, she got wild. She tried to murk like 9 people.
So she goes to so the girl that she works with at the car show, dances with, she kind of likes her. They go on a date, brings her back to her place. They're lezzing out, kissy, kissy, sucky, sucky, whatever you want to say.
Does she like her, or is she just there to murder her?
Well, I think that's what you think, and then all of a sudden,
at that point,
she fucking kills her too.
At that point, I forgot that she did that. That was her thing. I was like, I was just watching, and then she did it.
Oh yeah,
what is going on here?
That sort of establishes the serial killer part. Like, we only see her at that point kill the one guy,
but she kills
the chick she hooks up with. But then there's the news thing. There's the news report saying that there's a missing kid. It starts off with, well, then that loops back. So it's the missing kid. Then they start talking about how another body was found.
That was the kid. That
was who she took. And then like it goes back to that when she was in like the subway station or wherever that was. And there was like, it flashed the missing kid reports, and then it showed wanted, and then she saw herself wanted, and then she started changing. And that was after she murdered those people. And then the last girl, did the last chick get away? Is that what happened?
Hold on. Let's not go back. She also set her house on fire, locked her parents in the bedroom, and murdered her parents, which was, to me, the coldest thing she did in the whole movie. Remember that?
I think I missed that part.
Are you kidding me? The way that was shot is, so when she
I saw her lighting the fire.
So she gets home.
Oh,
she gets home. Her father looks at her through the window.
The
She's breathing all heavy, goes inside, lights the fire, opens the door, looks at the dad. The dad looks at her. He realizes something's going on, gets up. She pulls the fucking key, locks him in. Done.
And then it's just her walking away. Yeah.
Her walking away.
Yeah. That was
insane. That shit, that is the darkest part of this movie, no doubt, in my opinion, is that right there.
When she murders her
scene,
parents.
when she kills her parents like that. It's not even,
fire.
She doesn't even hesitate. She doesn't even look like she's just boom, boom, done, gone, bye. Like, this girl's fucked up. And you know what? I love this movie. This movie's fucking awesome. It's one of the most like original things I've ever seen in my life. Is it great? Is it good? I mean, it won the Palme d'Or, and it's getting a lot of praise, I think, for being an original
because
vision.
it won the Palme d'Or.
So did Shoplifters.
Shoplifters did too. Well, Shoplifters was a well-crafted movie. It just was fucking boring.
Palme d'Or is a strange award. Let's just start with that. Like,
it is. I mean, Pulp Fiction won the Palme d'Or.
Okay. There's a lot of weird ass movies that have won the Palme d'Or. Also, Wild
Pulp Fiction's like 80 years old.
Wild at Heart did. Yeah, Wild at Heart won. Yep. I mean, like, Parasite won.
Yeah, Parasite won. That was one of like 2 movies that have both won Best Picture and Palme d'Or, Oscar wise. So they don't really line up that much. Like, Apocalypse Now won the Palme d'Or, which is great. It's a good choice.
Yeah. I think the thing about the Palme d'Or is that the festivals is that's like a high prestigious festival, and if that's just a movie that people are like, "Yo, this is a great film," and I think it's just an original vision. Yeah, I think it's exactly it stands out. It's an original vision, and the fact that like
I'll never forget this movie.
Exactly. So that's why it won the Palme d'Or right there. Bam. That's your answer. So yeah, and then that's just the 2-part movie. The one part, she's a fucking crazy dancer who fucks cars. Second part, she's a serial killer who's been killing people, and then when she hides to be a serial killer, she becomes a boy, which she's most certainly never looks like a boy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, she breaks her nose, straps her breasts in, and by the way, she's still pregnant this whole time and like vastly speeding up pregnancy fast, probably like 3 times faster than a normal person gets pregnant.
This ain't no 9-month take a vacation pregnancy.
Yeah, no way.
This shit's happening now, and it's a car baby.
Dude, she's fucking. And then the other dude you meet. So you meet this other rando guy, Vincent, who's this old man who fucking runs a fucking firehouse, steroids up, lifts, and has a missing son, and accepts this undercover woman as his son when you can clearly tell this is not his son, and he knows straight away. Everybody knows.
That's just he wants to.
He just wants the son. Yeah,
he wants his son back. But
the way that no one fucking acknowledges it just to keep him happy is fucking wild. That to me is wild.
That's the reason.
I know that's the reason, but that's still wild. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you can live in delusion like that.
Have you ever seen a documentary called The Imposter?
No.
It's like it's a similar story about this dude that he was like a European guy, and he somehow he's like on the run from the police, and then he like randomly comes across this story about this like missing kid from Texas, and then he like makes a phone call and says he's this kid, and he's like fucking 10 years older than what the kid would be. And then they're like, oh, okay. And they just believe him. And then he just goes to Texas, this like European dude. He has a very European accent.
I have heard of this. I think
and he just like hanging out with this like family in Texas. And like, he's like 20 something when this kid should be like in his teenagers years. And he's just like acting like he's this kid with that and then just living. And it's such a weird movie. It just reminded me.
I have seen this. Yeah.
I have too.
And it was just that like the family and he looked completely different, and just the family just wanted him back so bad.
Yeah,
and they're just like they just believed it, and so it was an interesting like callback to that movie for me. I thought that was really interesting.
Have you ever heard about the Ukrainian girl that was adopted that tried to kill her parents? She was like 26 years old. She said she was like a 6-year-old.
That's the movie Orphan. That movie Orphan is based off that chick.
Wow.
Yeah. That shit was crazy. Yeah.
That's what that movie's about. A little girl.
And then she tried to kill them.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy as fuck.
She said she was 20. I'm looking at it right now. She was 22 years old, adopted as a 6-year-old child.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
That's wild.
That's hot.
This world's a crazy fucking place, man.
So yeah, she impersonates Captain's son. Everyone goes along with it. And that lasts for a minute.
And then she's just
like
does
saving
all this
lives and shit.
Fucking weird shit. Like that's what I'm saying. That's the 3rd part of the movie. That's just 3 movies like in one. And they all just like somehow cohesively go together, I guess, in ways. I actually think the first like 60% of the movie was really good. And the last 40% was okay. I think it kind of wasn't as good as the first part. I kind of got bored with it. Like I loved the whole serial killer part of it. Like I thought that was my favorite part. And I think, as I want to say before, is that scene when she goes to the girl's house and she kills all those people. That's the closest thing to like Clockwork Orange I've ever seen. I've never seen anything quite like that. The way it was shot, the way it kind of they used, it made like the way they get there and the way it made you feel like that was super Clockwork Orange to me. And I was like, damn, that's pretty wild how it gave me that same feeling as like when Alex is like breaks into that house and like rapes that woman while singing in the rain. Like it kind of reminded me of that scene a little bit. I was
Which
like, damn,
scene
that's
are you
pretty fucking
talking about
strong.
in this one?
The one when she kills all those people in the house, all like the black dude and the girl she was dating and the chick who gets away. Like that scene was fucking crazy. That was wild. The use of the music too, and just how like she kills the girl on the couch. The guy walks downstairs. She literally just gets up, grabs the thing. You're like, oh my god, she's doing this now. Like this is just it. He's like, what are you doing? And then she stabs him and she beats him to death and she kills him with the stool. Like this, the deaths in this movie, the violence and the grossness of this movie is very ramped up too. We can't forget to like say that. Like it's gross. It's over the top,
Very
purposely
graphic, yeah.
fucking graphic. Like it's in the horror they call body horror, which is like David Cronenberg shit or like Eli Roth shit. Like,
but it wasn't necessarily unrealistic other when she got pregnant with the car baby.
I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I'm saying it's just fucking graphic and it's all involving like crazy body shit. Like whether it's her shoving that fucking thing in her vagina to give herself fucking
well, she keeps
abortion
scratching her stomach and like ripping apart
shit open,
skin, and underneath is like a layer of metal.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which TITANE. I thought I was like, she's giving birth to a car, like a full blown 4 wheels, fucking rear view mirrors car is coming.
That would have been crazy. That would have been quite crazy if that came out.
It took me a while.
More subtle.
Because she did fuck like the fire truck at the end.
Yeah, what was up with that? What was up with that?
For some reason, that's when it all came together for me. Where
she danced on.
Oh, she's pregnant with a car.
She danced on it.
Oh, you didn't get it until then? You didn't
I feel like I didn't get it until then. I didn't like. I like remembered she did the shit in the car, but like it didn't really like fully click that she like just straight had sex with a car. I thought it was just like a bunch of weird shit was happening in the car. I don't know. I don't know the dynamics of car human baby making.
Bro, this movie is not real. This is just like an idea that this chick had that you're along for the ride. You're just this. There's no logic to this. There's
there really
there's none of this like. There's none of this like practicality of this could. None of this is a thing. No one believed that that'd be the chick when she was a boy. No one believe you can't get fucking pregnant by a car. Like there's none of this is real. She's imagining this shit, or it's just a fairy tale, you know?
Not yet.
It's a fucking fever dream. I heard her talk, Julia DUCOURNAU, or we'll call her Jules, at the New York Film Festival.
D.
She said this whole idea came out of a dream she had, to where she gave birth to a metal object. She had a dream. She gave birth to a metal object, and the feeling that she evoked from it was something so dead and metal and solid and not a thing coming out of a living being, something that's alive and can produce things. And she said those two feelings of like those two things combining was the reason why she made this movie. Which is pretty fucking crazy, because if you think about it like that, then it's like, all right, I can see that.
The movie's insane.
It is, but see, that's the thing. That's why I say she's like Tarantino, where she's very singular in her vision. She's got something to say. She knows how she wants to say it. Like, listen to her talk too. She's like, yeah, I picture everything. Like, on what she's like, when we're on set, I don't even direct about emotion. She's like, I spend like 6 or 7 months in pre-production rehearsals talking about emotion with the actor. She's like, we talk about it every day. We talk about what these scenes are about, what we want from these scenes, how it's going to play out. And then when we're on set, we don't ever talk about that. It's just camera movement and how it's all going to go. And I thought to myself, wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of it being done like that before, because usually it's
well, I mean, look at the output.
But you also got to think about it like this.
Very chaotic.
These characters don't talk much either. Like there's not much talking in this movie. Like, and she even goes to say that, like, even in the beginning, like, and even the way that the father and her get along is through their body, like whether it be them fighting to get him away from her or them dancing together or everything like that. It's all about the emotions for her. Like they don't talk too much. They're both kind of like only say a few things the whole fucking movie. And it's all about just the physicality of the people that it's in this movie. It's all about the emotion of the physicality between people. So what I'm saying is as crazy and batshit as this movie is, it's really thought out, and it's really like trying to push emotion of what it's trying to give. You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, this is crazy for the sake of being crazy. She's just like, no, these are just my. And it's kind of like a Nikos Winding Refn movie, like Neon Demon or Only God Forgives. Like, what is those movies really about? They're just like these people experiencing these crazy situations, and then it ends usually bad for them. It's just like it ended really bad for her because she died giving birth to this fucking baby. Her fucking skull cracks open.
Car baby.
Crazy ass movie. This car baby.
Weird. I mean, I don't know if it was that deep though.
That's the thing. You should listen to her. It is that deep. Like she says it a lot. Like,
well,
not
just because the director
that.
says it in an interview, that I don't know if it like came across.
Okay, so I've heard it in like at least.
It was super weird. It was interesting. Like I'll give it that. But like I don't. There was a lot of times I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And like,
fuck is going on?
And sometimes I was into it, and sometimes I was just kind of out of it. Of like.
So that was my next question for you. Did you guys like this movie? Like we established it's weird, but did you guys enjoy this film? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like Jake, I didn't think you were gonna like it, but did you?
I think overall, I think it was just kind of it was all right.
It was good.
It's still sort of sinking in for me. I'm still sort of digesting it. I think
it's well made though.
Once it was all over and said and done, like I liked it once it was like done. But like the ride, I don't know if I enjoyed as much. Because in the beginning, I was just kind of like, all right, this is just fucking sex and violence. This is just like shiny shit and like over blood. It's just kind of like, this was a perfect Schwartz pick, in my opinion, for you. This was like, I could tell you like the shit. Like, I know you like graphic shit. You like shiny shit and like the neon colors and stuff. And you like, and yes, and you like boobs. For a while, I was almost thinking that for a little bit of like, is this just a movie you like because there's a lot of boobs in it? And I was like,
I didn't know there were a lot of boobs in this movie. I didn't know anything about this movie. I watched this movie because of her first movie. I'm sorry, keep going. Sorry.
No, but once it was over, like it took me a while to actually like figure out what the fuck was going on. And once I figured out, I'm like, all right, well now I'm kind of a little more invested. Let's see where this goes. But I mean, once it was over, it was just kind of like, well, clearly nothing was explained because it was just like, how can you fucking explain any of that anyway? So like, whatever, it was over and it was over. No, it was fine. I didn't love it, but I didn't like hate it. I thought it was cool. It looked great. Like the cinematography was fucking really cool. Like I'll give it that, especially that car show thing. Like that looked great. Like it truly did. And like you said, I was getting Winding Refn vibes because like how that car show was lit, the very neon shiny elements to it, and of course just the cars because of like Drive and whatever. But I don't know.
Also, very Fast and Furious.
Good, very Fast and Furious.
Tokyo Drift, it's 101, baby.
I can't wait to recommend this movie to somebody.
What is your okay? So you like this movie?
I like that I'm aware of this movie and that I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to be like, you don't see a fucked up movie? Watch this one.
This is a movie for a conversation like that, like just weird fucking movies. Yeah.
Like, what's the weirdest movie you've ever seen?
Like Border's one of them. Like Border comes up in
the
conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like this is another one of these like weird fucking.
I would say
Border takes me a
Border.
long time to get there, but once you get to the point of like, okay, this is happening. All right, this is cool. Like it just takes a long time to get there, I guess.
I would say Border had much more like it was there was a lot. It was more realistic, I guess, in a way, and there was a lot more explained. There wasn't like there wasn't a lot of these like why was he just shooting up? Why was he shooting up? Like how did that advance the story at all? Showing him doing steroids and like trying to climb up a wall.
I think he's trying to like replace the feeling in his life of his son. So he needs like to be really good at something. So maybe he just lifts a lot and like tries to be tough and big and broad.
Yeah.
But also, I think the two things that Border and this movie have in common, or the one thing that these two movies have in common, they're essentially just about like love and acceptance. Like, think about it. Like, this girl's just like, it's about love and acceptance.
It's about baby troll murder, or no, baby human murder, switching troll. Like,
do
you remember Border?
Border was super weird.
Border's so good though. Come on, what's more original than these movies? These movies are super original.
Original.
Amazing. And
original
good.
As fuck, dude. But it was just so much.
Automatically.
There was so much thrown at this movie, and
I have one thought. Like, why should we like her though? Because she's like immediately like a shitty kid, and then a serial killer, and then like.
She hit her head when she was
young.
You're
right. So you're right. And
I
listened to a guy talk about this. I've watched like at least literally 20 videos on this movie because of how like many people have talked about this movie. And a lot of people say like, because of what she's doing is so interesting. You don't have to like her. It's more of just what is she going to do next? And that's another thing that brought me back to Clockwork Orange. That's how I felt about the same Clockwork Orange. I was like these characters are despicable, but like I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. And that's how you kind of feel about this chick.
No, it's a good That's a good comparison because I was if I like to relate things on our podcast, like I thought of like Bad Lieutenant. This is obviously better than Bad Lieutenant, but there was at times where I was like, is this just gonna be a fucking shitty person doing crazy shit? At least it looks better than Bad Lieutenant, so I was cool with that. But
it kind of is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's like this person was, and she was just using that dude, and that dude was trying to be nothing but good to her essentially, even though he was clearly fucked in the head. Because he just wanted a son back and all, and yeah, he's shooting steroids.
Yeah, that guy was not a bad dude. Like he was a good dude.
He was just damaged, and she was kind of using that, and then her car baby kind of became his baby. I think
that's it. That's
sort of the full cycle.
Yeah,
that was the full circle of it all. Like he kind of got. Did he get a kid out of it?
I don't know.
He got a car baby. Got a fucking car baby.
Where's TITANE 2?
Car baby.
If she
car babies.
TITANE 2, car baby boogaloo. Oh man! Actually, one reporter in an interview, they asked her. One reporter was like, "Hey, can you tell me about what you're doing next?" And she just goes, "No," and walks away. It was pretty great.
What a bitch,
bro! She's the best. She's like Tarantino. I love her. She's very Tarantino-y.
Did you see Raw?
I did see Raw. Let's go back to that. So I watched this movie because I saw Raw, and Raw is about this vegan girl who is in college and she becomes a cannibal, and it's pretty fucking crazy. It's just as fucked up as this movie, except it has more of a linear storyline. Like it's not just crazy. There's logic to it. Like it's real life. Like this movie is not real life. This doesn't happen.
What do you mean? Which part? Which part?
Which part of what?
Which part of this movie wasn't real life? When
having a car baby, getting impregnated by a car is not real life.
You could have sex with a car.
You can have sex with a car, but the car cannot impregnate you.
How do you have sex with a car?
I'll tell you.
Fuck like a shifter or something.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Any of the knobs.
Anything you put anything
any of the knobs.
You, that's like sex, right?
You can modify a heater to insert things into. I don't know.
So this movie,
throwing ideas out there. You can stick your dick
this movie,
in the crease of the seat.
Oh, the crease of the seat. That'd be kind of hot.
Yeah.
Juice it up with a little motor oil.
I mean, there's a lot of ways we could have sex with a car, but
yes. All right. So other way around, stick shift, the best.
Yeah.
I mean, not
stick
gonna lie,
makes the most
those
sense.
videos are out there.
Yeah, I've
don't act like you haven't seen one.
I've seen one of those videos. I'm not gonna
lie. Any of the turning signals, I mean the actual lever.
Where she was like in the back seat. So what was
cup holder?
No, she wasn't. She was in the front seat. When you see it in there, she's in the front seat.
She's like strapped too.
She's like strapped to the back seat.
She's got the no. She's
like
in the
how
front
we're
seat.
all in this position.
She's in the front seat and she's strapped by the seat belts. The seat belts.
She was getting it from somewhere, but we just didn't see that specific angle.
Nah, you didn't need to. You see her face. You see her face. You knew it was up. And that's another thing.
How did I not really make that full connection? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just.
I don't think you wanted to accept it. Is what
maybe
it
was just because it didn't make it. It just didn't. I don't know. The thought of her having sex.
It was quite clear.
It was just like that. Sex stuff was going on in the car. Maybe, I don't know. But the whole. How does a car? Sorry, let's just get specific. How does a car?
How would a car impregnate you?
It doesn't. It can't.
Okay.
There's no way.
Well, it's got to use the oil, so it's got to be like part of the oil line.
It seems definitely like an oil baby.
Mm-hmm. Oil baby.
Yeah, because the baby was oily. Oil kept secreting.
Oil came out of
her wounds, and that's.
I think instead of the amniotic fluid, it was like 10 WD.
Yeah,
40 or whatever. Obviously, I'm not a car guy.
So like also like when she would like take her bandages off that hid her breasts and baby, like her body was fucked, dude. Like it was all scarred,
and they kept like getting scratched, more and more scratches,
more. Yeah, like I feel like it was her body was just like expanding. Like it's. Have you guys seen a lot of David Cronenberg shit? I know we watched Eastern Promises, but have you seen a lot of his earlier shit? Like, have you seen like The Fly?
The
So The Fly or The Brood? or like Scanners or Video Drone.
No, I want to watch some of those though.
Dude, they're they're these type of movies. They have the same gross shit in them, and this movie is very much inspired by David Cronenberg. Like it's body horror was basically created by him, and this is like this is almost like an homage to his type of movie. But so was Raw. Raw was the same thing. It all those graphic images. Actually, Raw is a better movie. You guys should watch Raw. And Jake won't watch it because it's about.
I started it and I literally turned it off. And apparently,
it's pretty gross.
I've even read on like vegan websites that it's like a very like pro-vegan message type movie.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't fucking finish it. It was just like too.
It's visceral, man.
It was yeah. And maybe I should try it again. But it was just so fucking.
It's a vegan movie, dude. You gotta watch it.
It was essentially like the equivalent of like watching a slaughterhouse movie. It's like, yeah, you can maybe convince people to go vegan based off this movie, but being vegan and watching this movie, it's like, this is just gross. And I couldn't even do it.
So someone said to her,
and I can get through most movies, and I just didn't want to do it.
She said someone said to her one time, "You have the most violent movie gross and violent movie I've ever seen." She goes, "Have you even seen Cannibal Holocaust? It's like one of my favorite movies. You should watch it." That's what
she said that.
Yeah.
Of course, I thought about that movie at times when watching this.
I love this chick. She's on my new favorite director list for sure. Like
NFDR. I mean,
she's on there.
no.
If there's probably like 5 or 6 of these new generationers, and she just got added to it.
Those are only 2 movies.
Good for her. She's gonna change her Facebook status.
Does she have more movies?
Fuck you, dude. I'm just saying. No, she just made these 2 movies.
Just the 2? Okay.
Yeah, she also directed 2 episodes of the M. Night Shyamalan show on Apple, The Servant.
Oh, Shyamalan.
She directed 2 episodes of that.
All right. I just saw Old yesterday on the plane.
Was it as terrible as everyone thought it was?
It was pretty bad once it was over. Like, there's like, of course, times where like he's a good filmmaker in a sense.
Bro, he's
of,
such
like,
a good director. He's
it's like
really good director.
It's like good action, good like thing. Like it's interesting stuff happens, but like
he's the closest thing to Spielberg.
A lot of the dialogue is trash.
Yeah,
and the ending is always bad. But like it can be enjoyable while you watch.
He's a great filmmaker. He's great director.
Like you said, he's a good director. Terrible writer. Terrible writer.
Great director.
Terrible writer. Are we talking about M. Night Shyamalan?
Listen, M. Night made like
you
4
ever seen
or 5.
Sixth Sense?
M. Night made 4 or 5 classic films. He's also made 4
seen
or 5.
He made a couple. He made
4 or 5 classics and 3 or 4 duds.
What? You ever see The Village?
Unbreakable.
The Village, Unbreakable, The Signs,
Village was trash.
Village, Unbreakable, Signs, Sixth Sense. Those are all classic films. Those are all classic, well-written films.
I think The Signs
changed my life.
Suffered from like going into it with like, okay, we're gonna get a twist, and then the twist was just always like kind of like.
Well, that's your fucking problem.
Whack.
Go into it with no fucking notion.
Yeah,
dude.
what's
Just
your
go
fucking
into
problem,
it.
dude?
Still, Signs I remember liking, but then once I like thought about it, and
you
watched
hate Mel
it
Gibson.
again,
Do you know what all those movies
That's
have,
part of
Jake?
it.
They have great performances by really, really great actors.
Joaquin's in it.
Joaquin's in both of them.
the
Joaquin's
man.
in both those movies. He's
You're
great in
Mel
both of them.
biased, dude.
All right,
Dude,
whatever.
Also,
Mel
Village,
sucks, but
The Village was fucking DP'd by Deakins, and it was fucking beautiful.
The Village was great.
Dude, it's got Deakins doesn't use zoom lens, and he used zoom lens in that movie, and it's
I
fucking.
can't
epic.
remember why I hated The Village, but I
Because
remember
you're a fucking hater.
A hater.
You're a snob.
probably.
You're
I was
fucking-
definitely a
you're
snob. I was
fucking
definitely
snob,
movie
dude.
snobbish when that shit came out.
M. Night
Sure.
Shyamalan? Come on.
I don't
Listen,
know.
he's made some duds, and I've been pretty disappointed in a lot of his
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
But the dude's made like all those movies we just mentioned are fucking classics.
They're
Man,
and-
I can't believe
and
how
he's
much
the
you guys are
closest
defending Shyamalan.
As a director, he's the closest thing we have to Spielberg. Not even JJ is as close as
That's
this guy
fuck.
is.
That is
Why-
a
wait a
No,
minute.
I'm
that's,
telling you.
that's heavy, man. I don't
Explain
know about
that.
one.
Why would you
Well,
say that?
Because look at camera. I'm talking about composition, camera movement, the way he intertwines characters. Like Spielberg has a feeling to it, and so does Shyamalan. He does it very well. The thing that ends up being Shyamalan's downfall, in my opinion, is his straightforward dialogue sometimes, to where I think he feels like he's smarter than everybody else. He's got to dumb it down for people, and if he just made it a little more mysterious, that might be better. But he's a great director. Like his movies look like Spielberg movies. You know what I mean? Like he makes great films, and the camera movement's great. The casting is usually pretty good. He's a really good director. But he's such a good director, and his movies were so good in the beginning that he pretty much can do whatever he wants. And sometimes that's a free key to do something that's
To
not
fuck
good.
up.
And he does that a lot. He fucks up a lot, but
You think-
also people still watch his movies because they're like, maybe we're gonna get a good one in there, and he still makes money. So
Maybe
he's
it's
not gonna
another
stop.
Sixth Sense.
Well, it's never gonna be that good. It's never gonna be
You
that
never
good.
know.
That was the best.
Maybe he has someone fuck a Cadillac in it.
Ooh. What car did she fuck? We didn't talk about that. What kind of car did she fuck in this movie? What was that?
I'm not a car guy. I don't know what that was.
Neither am I, but
it
it's
was a
probably
cool
a
car.
Definitely a Cadillac.
It was it?
Looked like
Caddy.
a Cadillac. Now that you say that, it sounds right.
It's a Cadillac.
Not that I know.
I don't know.
Sounds right.
Fucking model or year, but it's definitely Cadillac.
And then a fire truck.
And then she fucks a fire truck.
How
Likely
often do you think
a
she
Ford.
fucked cars? Do you think that was the first car that she fucked?
I think she's been banning cars for a
I feel like
bit.
she seems like she had a history. She said she just didn't seem like that was like not.
Was
different.
that the first time she was impregnated by a car?
Yes, had to be. She dies, right?
Seems like it.
Wow. Did she
Well,
just
how
not
come-
use
then how
protection
come-
this time around?
How come the other cars didn't? I don't
Maybe
know.
it's the
So
first
many
time she fucked a
questions.
car.
Maybe it's the first time she fucked a Cadillac.
Listen, this is the best review. I read a Rolling Stone review, and the caption of what the review is called is amazing. Just Titan, just your average gender flipping, genre bending, car fucking serial killer movie. And if I would have read that before I watched this movie, I would have been highly disappointed because would not want to know that. Because if you knew that going in, then this movie wouldn't have been as entertaining as it was.
Yeah, I guess knowing nothing
Was definitely good.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was going into.
Yeah, I don't know because I had
No
no
idea.
idea that it was like about a serial killer. I don't know. I didn't know it was about car. Nothing. I knew nothing. About
TITANE,
the storyline.
director reveals how she made a monstrous metal car baby via car sex. They are the best headlines.
They're pretty great.
Glad I didn't read those headlines.
You guys should watch the videos. Don't read those. Watch the videos if we're talking about it, bro. And all the things. Like, she is hilarious. She's Tarantino-y, man. It's hilarious. Like, and she's super witty about shit too. She doesn't answer questions. She's like some people try to like get like, well, what is this? Like, well, why is this? Why is that? Why is this? She doesn't bite. She doesn't bite on that shit. She's just like, listen, this is my fucking movie. I did this specifically. This thing, this scene, this reason, this caricature you're talking about is because of this. But the reason why or the what, like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, watch the fucking movie. That's not what this is about. This is about you experiencing what the fuck I did, what the fuck I made.
Titan explores trauma through motor oil and paternal loves.
Let me ask you this. Do you think we know anybody who's ever fucked a car?
Oh, yeah.
Name 3 people you think could be people that fuck cars that we know.
You.
Drew Liner.
Drew
Big cat.
Liner,
Definitely the big cat.
and
What about the big cat?
Ed
Sorry,
McNasty.
distracted.
Oh, damn. He is a pretty nasty guy.
You guys just naming cool people right now? Sorry, I'm
No,
A
we were naming people
film?
who could possibly fuck cars.
A film about a gal fucking a car, having its baby, just won the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He did, man.
Cannes.
And you know what? Okay, so let's talk about this. The 2 things I want to talk about now. We touched on the cinematography before, but the scene when she fucks the car is shot pretty perfectly. It's literally just a establishing shot, a wide static shot, her walking to the car naked, getting in the car.
Mhm.
The camera stays outside.
She's still dripping
and the
wet.
car just literally like hydraulically bounces and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster and then stops. And you're like, is that bitch fucking that car? And then the camera moves slowly over to the sunroof. It's open and you see her in there. I think actually you see flashes of it, right? As the car's bouncing, you see like very fast her from her tits up getting fucking railed by this car, which is crazy. And you're like, it's crazy. But what I love about this movie,
the part where she's getting fucked by the car, yeah, it's crazy.
is that there's no coverage. This movie's just confident in everything it does. And I want to shoot movies that way. Like, you don't need to have coverage. No fucking
nothing
coverage.
conventional about this movie. So why would you shoot it in a conventional way?
For sure. But
Fuck
it's
it.
just impressive.
This
It's
is an
impressive.
art film.
This is a great movie. And the fact that this won the Palme d'Or is going to give her the chance to make another movie. Whereas if this didn't win the Palme d'Or, there'd probably be a lot of people that were like,
what?
yeah,
the
like
fuck
she's
was
cool,
that?
but maybe we don't want to make this chick's movies. Now she's going to get to do anything she wants. And the every country submits their one pick from their country to the Academy Awards. And this is France's pick. So for best foreign film, this could win the Academy Award if they vote it.
She's really nice, but did you see the movie that she was fucking a car like that? I don't know.
And that chick who played the chick who fucking car, first time actress. She's never acted anything else. And she
that.
said the reason for that is because she didn't want the audience or the actress to ever have a preconceived notion about playing any other part but this single one. She never wanted her to have thought about any other role except for this. That's the reason.
It's a weird reason, but
dude, that's a great reason because it's so fucking weird. Like, she's like, listen, this is the weirdest thing in the world. So like, it's just crazy. It's fucking crazy. And that chick fucking
This is how movies are made.
Right, I guess, yeah.
But I do love her idea of going over all that shit like for a couple months beforehand, and then on set, like already having that established. That's pretty smart. I mean, that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. Anyway,
don't you feel like there could be a lot missed though? Because there's a lot that happens on the day in the time that could change it and make it better.
If it happens organically like that, that's fine, sure. But also I don't know exactly what she's referring to specifically when she said that, but specifically in like a direction she would give. But basically what she was saying is that like there's no need to talk about that anymore because it's already understood. To whereas what they're shooting in the moment, she's more concentrated on the look and the feel as opposed to what the interactions are, because I guess they did it so much. But also she says it takes her like a full like 4 years to think of a movie to get a movie released. Like that's what she says. And if you look at the timeline of her movies, there were 4 years in between. So we'll see what her next one is.
You mean the 2 movies she made?
Yeah. So it's been 4 years. Yeah.
She's like 100% on that.
Yeah.
100 so far. So far, so good. Any favorite scenes besides for the car fucking scene?
Was that my favorite? Was that your favorite scene?
I mean, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely.
It doesn't imply that it was your favorite.
I mean, it's got to be the one you're gonna remember forever. That fucking scene is insane. You're like, what the fuck?
She fucks a fire truck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she does.
I liked her doing CPR to the Macarena.
That was pretty crazy.
That was kind of.
She saved a life.
That was a funny, yeah. And then there was like, it just was like an interesting connecting scene for those 2 main characters too. Because there was like just a weird relationship with them. So.
Weird. Yeah. She was impersonating a boy.
Yeah.
His son.
Yeah.
Who he was like, what, you think I can fucking. And then she was trying on the dress. She was playing with the dress. And like, he brought up pictures of his kid with the dress. And he was.
Yeah. Yep. You did this when you were just a boy.
Oh, this is definitely you. You're definitely a boy.
Yep.
Yeah. Not say that. He's just a boy.
Yeah, this is a wild one.
Wild.
A wild one.
I didn't hate it.
I loved it. I've seen it, but I saw it twice now, and I thought to myself after it was over, I was like, nice. I don't ever have to watch that movie again.
I can't wait to recommend this movie to somebody.
Like I said, I love the first like 60% of it. It kind of dies down to me once she becomes the son and none of the serial killing happens anymore. That's part of my favorite part of it. Like that was the wildest part, like seeing her do all that crazy shit.
All with a chopstick.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I think for originality though, and for just sheer like filmmaking, the filmmaking quality of this movie, like how well it was made, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, it craft wise for sure. It looked great. That's
a good movie.
Like it looked sick. Like the lighting was good. The camera movements were good. Too. Yeah, well done.
Well done, Schwartz. Good pick.
Good podcast pick for sure.
GPPP.
I can't wait to see what this chick does next too. Like it'll be interesting to see what she cooks up in that crazy ass brain of hers.
Let's rank it.
She's clearly makes some weird ass movies. One random thing I noticed when I was looking at the Raw thing, that the 2 main characters in Raw were also named Alexia and Adrian. Fun fact.
So the girl with the nipple caught piece and the girl that she kills, that's the chick from Raw. She's the main character in Raw.
Oh, okay.
The actress.
See that. She looked different in Raw, but
she's just younger. Like
Raw, younger and has 17. Like dark and had like brunette instead of like dyed blonde hair. So yeah. 100%. But she looked familiar, but now I see that.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't watch all of Raw because it was yucky.
Anthony, you should watch Raw, dude. You'd like Raw, man.
If you like, you like the sight of raw meat, so
it's not as weird as this. Like it's not as out there. But she's a vegan. Meat. She's a vegan that becomes accountable. It's pretty amazing.
Jesus,
maybe it'll make you rethink eating meat. So
maybe it'll make me hungry.
I think
human.
Anthony's going to become accountable after he watches that movie.
You might
sure.
rethink cannibalism.
Or probably start with
Penny
just to check out.
Right now,
meat.
not into it. After that movie, I might rethink it.
Who knows? Could be.
If you become accountable, you got to serve people accountable.
Remember who put you onto that?
Would you
Cannibalism.
Remember who put you onto that?
But would you do that?
Do what? Serve food?
I mean, you got to serve cannibal meat. You got to serve human meat to people without them knowing. That's the only reason why to be accountable.
Would you eat human food or human meat if I cooked it for you?
Probably, if you told me it was human. So if you ever did, don't tell me.
Would you be mad at me if I then told you, listen, I wouldn't feed you any brain or like spinal fluids or anything weird like that? That's where like mad cow disease. That's how you get like mad cow disease and shit. You can't eat like your own species because that's how mad cows got mad cow disease.
Well, that's cows though.
Yeah. But it's like I think it's all the same. Like the same little prions. They fuck up. They like they thrive in the spinal fluid, which is all throughout the brain and your spine.
Interesting.
It just, I'm not saying it's gonna be healthy. I'm just saying cut that part out at least. But yeah, like a ham hock, like a thigh steak from the human.
A human thigh steak.
I don't want a human thigh steak. I'm just saying I could probably mask a human thigh to make it look like probably pork. I don't know.
So you could probably you're saying you could probably make a good one.
I could probably make a good.
You don't want to make one, but
it meats meat.
If you had to, you could make a good one.
Meat's meat. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it looked like before it became meat. Meat's meat.
Yeah, it's gross.
Which we agree on. Like I'll eat a fucking dog because I don't see the difference. It's a dog and a cow. It's meat's meat. If I needed to eat some food, I'm gonna fucking eat a dog. Just get more meat out of a cow.
At least strange.
You fucking eat Penny, dude. That's terrible.
Not a lot of meat on Penny. I mean, if I had to, I would.
Sounds like a waste of time, but for survival.
I mean, I guess I could go eat a leaf off a tree.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Just go out every morning and pick a tree.
What happened to Jake? Oh, he died. What happened? He was eating leaves.
He was eating leaves and only leaves.
Tree.
Well, the thing is that you couldn't survive off leaves, Jake. That's the point.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
I bet I could.
I bet he could. I mean, for a while.
Prove it. Yeah. But you can't eat anything ever again. If you die, you die. It's part of it.
It doesn't matter on the type of leaf. I just have to eat some type of.
Just gotta eat leaves. The only meal you can eat for the rest of your life, starting right now, is leaves.
That's fine. You can definitely survive off of greens and shit.
So. No, just leaves that you find outside on a tree.
Oh, I have to pick up my own. I have
tree
to pick up my own.
Can I grow a spinach tree?
Yeah, exactly. I can grow a spinach tree, right?
I don't think they're trees, but they're leaves. Leaves is leaves.
A kale bush.
Okay, yeah, fine. You
According to that, as long as you're growing it, you can eat it.
Okay,
yeah, but that's the only thing you can.
So I have to become a farmer.
Yeah.
What's the bet? What is it? $100?
Whatever you want it to be.
It's gonna cost you thousands of dollars to set up this farm.
I mean, you can just go to the store and buy lettuce.
No, your stipulations were whatever you find outside.
You could rob farms then. That'll be cheaper.
Think about it.
That's dangerous, though.
Well, I'll update you on my decision on the next podcast. We'll stay tuned next week.
Anyway, want to rank it? The movie?
Sure.
What were we talking about just now? Fucking eating leaves?
Yeah, dude. Based off of the conversation about her former film, Raw, which is about eating about cannibalism, which you seem open to for some strange reason.
I'm not open to it. I'm just saying.
He's just joking.
I would know how to properly prepare.
Okay.
Human, whatever. Like meat's meat. That was my point. Meat's meat. Did you know that one of the people from the Donner Party opened up a steakhouse? One of the people who survived off of cannibalism.
That's awesome.
Opened up a steakhouse.
That's amazing.
I guess not super weird considering the times, but it's funny in hindsight, of course.
I mean,
I don't know if they thought about that.
What if he was like, this is delicious. I'm really good at cooking human. And then like, that's his secret ingredient. Chef's pig steak, chef's cut. Chef's cut is like a Samoan's bicep. Whoa. I only went Samoan because I picture big people in Samoa, and they seem like they would have a tasty bicep.
The Rock's bicep would be pretty scrumptious.
I thought of The Rock, and that's what made me go there.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
I would eat The Rock.
You guys know who Roman Reigns is?
No.
No.
Do I know him personally?
You just know who he is in general. I'm just curious.
No.
Roman Reigns. Okay, that's fine.
Why is he
I'm just
cannibal?
No, he's just like he's like the current WWE Universal Champion, and I'm just out of
Who
just
cares?
like no out of I'm just boo general curiosity of broad knowledge of whether or not this guy registers on like the household names like such as like everyone knows who The Rock is.
Yeah.
I'm like I was just curious if he was at that level yet. Like you guys know who John Cena is, right?
Rock is an A-list actor.
Of course, but I just don't. Yeah, so I'm just.
He's now Dwayne Johnson.
It was a
man.
question
no one calls
of
him
out
Rock
of curiosity.
I call him The Rock.
Well, you can't to his face, otherwise he'd probably punch you.
No way. Hello, Mr. The Rock.
No, it's Mr. Dwayne Johnson.
That sounds disrespectful.
All right.
I'm going Rock. I'm going Rock all day, unless
Rock all
WWE
day.
owns The Rock and I'll get sued.
I don't think they do. So yeah. Sorry to do.
No Roman Reigns.
Divert into weird.
Definitely not a household
wrestling
name.
talk again.
What's
Okay,
up,
cool.
buddy? He can't hear us. Tell him I said
Can't
what's
hear
up.
you.
That's a creepy ass looking podcast.
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Ask him
So
about
you
the.
like-
Has he seen TITANE?
Yeah, you saw Titan. Titan, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
What did he
was-
think?
He would never watch it ever again.
Fair.
Ever.
Copy that.
Wow.
But it was good.
But it was good. Interesting.
But he would never watch it again.
That's fair.
I have those opinions on many movies we watched. City of God.
Right.
It's one
I
of
would
those.
maybe watch this again to like see if it made more sense a second run through to like maybe tie up things, but
Nope.
I
Answer's
also
no.
don't really
Doesn't
want
do
to.
it.
Okay, fair enough.
I watched it again. Nothing was
You watched
tied
it
up.
twice?
The
You watched it
only
twice?
the only thing that I noticed was like in the beginning, like I noticed like we were saying, the credits was like in the car, and I was like, okay, that's like I know, like there was, but nothing was like, oh, I cleared that up. That's why she did that.
Yeah, there's none of that.
None of that, which is fine, but weird.
Weird. It was a weird one.
Go to the list.
Yeah.
Come in with the list.
Listing.
Come in with the
coming
ranks. Come in with the
list.
ranks.
Ooh. It's gonna be this is a different one. This one's different.
Now, my list notoriously is like by watchability. So
Okay.
I think it's got to go low. But I definitely think it's better than movies down here.
Okay.
with the milk, my dude.
Come in with the milk. Oh, are you waiting on me?
I think I found a good spot for it.
Slide it in.
It's gonna go at a number 54, right next to Border, right below Face Off. And it was like the same thing. Like there's a couple things where I'm like could have gone higher, but I think I'm just gonna go here because it was similar to Border in weird ways. But I'm just gonna throw it in. I love the movie, but it certainly wasn't a bad movie.
All right, I'm gonna go 15.
15, coming in with a high rank. You loved this movie.
15?
I love this movie. It's original.
Above
It's a well-made-
adaptation, you're putting this above adaptation. You love
Adaptation's like your favorite movie of
Oh
all
wait,
time.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. My bad. That I was looking at Anthony's list. I apologize. Adaptations number 2 with Schwartz.
I was about to say.
Okay, sorry.
15. So right above King of Comedy.
Right above Key Comedy.
King of Comedy. You like this more than the Royal Tenenbaums and Indiana Jones?
I think for sheer
Can you get closer to the microphone a little bit?
originality in filmmaking and just balls to the wall, creating something that only you could make as an individual, this is pretty amazing. So yeah, it's better than this. You know, people say, I mean, every idea has been made before. Everybody's done it. And then a lot of people say, well, no one's done it through your eyes. That's a perfect example of this movie. Someone was like, she said she wanted to make a movie about love. And this is what she fucking made. This is a movie that she made, dude. So that's why I love this movie.
Who loved what in this movie?
He wanted somebody to love, so she became the person he loved. And then the baby became the person he loved.
And he accepted her.
Yep.
For whatever she was, because he wanted something so bad. So it was about acceptance in that way. She was finally accepted, but regardless of anything. Every time he discovered something more about her, he didn't care. He finally figured out she wasn't even a boy, and he didn't care.
You're my son no matter what.
But then he saw her dancing on the fire truck. So if you dance on a car, you got to fuck that car.
Yeah, according to her logic, I guess so.
That's car dancing rules.
101.
Car dancing rule number 1. You dance on me, you fuck me, bitch.
That's a left eye. That's a no eye no. That's a no nose no. What? Damn it! What did he say?
That's a Freddy no nose no numero uno.
Freddy knows no numero uno.
Fucking flea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't fuck cars.
Where are you putting it?
I'm looking. I'm literally right with Jake in the mid 50s.
You guys are lame.
You're lame.
There's just so many. So many good ones we've seen. It's hard to get past some of these movies for me.
I agree that it is a better movie.
This is the thing. This so-called list or whatever, it's just a list. Like maybe one day, I can just change them all up. The only ones that probably can't change are maybe the top 2. Everything else can be interchangeable. The one that's at number 20 could probably be number 4 if it really wanted to be. Like, you know what I mean? This list is just a list, man.
Right.
Jesus. Relax.
I mean, this is similar to last week.
Pick a number, any number.
Why don't you light this list on fire?
I'll lock you guys inside that list and light it on fire.
My Harakara pick was my 16, and you guys put it at like 50-something and 60-something. So it's similar.
That's because you're an idiot.
Similar week.
You suck.
Harakara was better than this piece of shit.
Harakara was better than this piece of shit. But does that reflect on my
Not
list?
according to your list.
Does not. But that's what I'm saying. There are there are movies under this that are better, but I don't like this movie that much. I'm not going to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it twice just because of this. But even the first time I watched it, like I watched parts over again just because I was like, what did I miss here? Oh, no.
Yeah, I had to do the same a couple times of like, well, what just happened?
I felt like I was reading a
partly
book.
Partly was the French parts because I didn't want to miss some dialogue. But then other things where I'm just like, wait, what? How did we get from here to there? And what was the segue? And then it would just jump to weird shit suddenly. So
it went from tragic child accident in a car to child has car's baby.
Yeah.
And that's all that needs to be said.
That's all that really happens.
Circle of life, dude.
Serial killer type shit, you know? Some nose breaking.
And the cross dressing and
some steroid usage.
The steroid usage and the she saved lives, she took lives, the
flip flop.
The mother and father side. Homicide.
Oh God, we never talked about the mom. Movie. Like as soon as the mom saw her, she knew. She like your mother came.
Oh, that mom, yeah.
She was like, "Yo, she knew right there." She's like, "This ain't my fucking kid." And then she sees her with the fucking titties out, and she's like, "Oh, I'll just take care of him." I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy."
And she was going to. I feel like she was on her way to just taking care.
She just had a baby burst out of her, dude. A car baby.
Car babies.
Dude.
The old CB.
Death and women get fucked by cars.
Gotta look out for them car babies.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Making Me Watch Movies. TITANE Weird. Next week's movie, a little less weird, a little more classic. We're going The Network. I believe 1976. A Lumet joint. Watch that wherever you can watch that. Listen to us wherever you get podcasts. Follow us on Instagram, MMwM_podcast. Shout out to the Big Cat. Shout out to Reed. Shout out to Ed. Shout out to Danny and T. Shout out to me. Take it easy.